Boss framed me for fraud after 18 years. My Charlotte comeback shocked him. I caught my boss plotting to sell my life's work for a quick buck. He thought I was just a cog in his machine. He was wrong. If this story moves, you don't forget to drop a comment and subscribe to Viora for more unforgettable stories that speak to the heart. My name's Wesley Dorman. For 18 years, I'd been the backbone of Horizon Financial, a mid-sized investment firm in Charlotte, North Carolina. At 52, I wasn't just the senior systems architect. I was the guy who kept the lights on. Our trading platforms, client portals, and risk algorithms. I built them from scratch. When the 2008 crash hit, my systems didn't flinch. When ransomware locked up half the East Coast in 2021, we didn't lose a dime. My office was a fortress of code coffee and quiet pride. My wife Laura called it my second marriage. She wasn't wrong. Life was good. Not billionaire good, but solid. Laura and I owned a 4-bedroom colonial in Myers Park, no mortgage. Our daughter Emily was finishing her MBA at Duke. I drove a 3-year-old F-150, nothing flashy, but it suited me. At work, I led a tight-knit team of 6 engineers guys who'd take a bullet for me. We weren't just colleagues. We were brothers. Every Friday, we'd hit Sullivan's Steakhouse, swap war stories over ribeyes and toast to keeping the firm alive. Horizon wasn't perfect, but it was home. Then Mitchell Graff walked in. Mitchell was 48, slick as a used car salesman with a Harvard MBA and a grin that didn't reach his eyes. Hired as CEO in January 2025, he came from some tech startup in Silicon Valley that tanked spectacularly. The board loved him anyway. Visionary, they called him. Disruptor. I called him trouble. His first week, he strutted into my office, loafers gleaming, and said, "Wesley, your systems are dinosaurs. We're going cloud native. Time to modernize." I tried explaining that our bespoke architecture was faster, safer, and cheaper than any cloud vendor. He smirked, said, "You're not seeing the big picture," and walked out. That was the first jab. I didn't know it was the start of a knockout. 3 weeks later, I'm at my desk debugging a trading algorithm when my lead engineer, Tom Hargrove, pings me. "Wes, you see this email from Graff?" I hadn't. I open it. It's a company-wide announcement. Horizon's partnering with Apex Dynamics, a flashy cloud provider, to revolutionize our infrastructure. No mention of my team, no consultation. Just a shiny logo and buzzwords about scalable synergies. My gut twists. I've seen this before. New boss, big promises, bigger disasters. I fire off a reply, polite but firm, requesting a meeting to discuss integration risks. No response. That night, I'm grilling steaks in the backyard. Laura's sipping Chardonnay, teasing me about my nerd rage. I laugh it off, but something's gnawing at me. Mitchell's not just ignoring me, he's sidelining me. I check my phone. There's a new email from Tom, forwarded from his buddy in finance. It's an internal memo from Mitchell to the board dated 2 days ago. One line stops me cold. Dorman's legacy systems are a liability. We need fresh blood to stay competitive. Liability. I've saved this company millions. Fresh blood. My team's the best in the state. I set the tongs down, hands shaking. Laura notices. "Wes, you okay?" I nod, but I'm not. This isn't just business. It's personal. The next morning, I'm in the office at 6 a.m. combing through Apex Dynamics public filings. Something's off. Their financials are shaky, high debt, low cash flow. Why is Mitchell pushing them so hard? I dig deeper, cross-referencing board members. That's when I find it. Mitchell's college roommate, Derek Vance, is Apex's CFO. No way that's a coincidence. I lean back, staring at the screen. The pieces click. This isn't about modernization. It's a deal, a dirty one. I call Tom and my second-in-command, Nate Carver, into my office. They're pissed, but not surprised. Graff's been cozying up to the board, Nate says. He's selling them dreams of IPOs and stock options. Tom slams a fist on the desk. "What about us, Wes? You gonna let him trash your work?" I don't answer right away. I'm thinking about my systems, 18 years of my life, every line of code a piece of me. I'm thinking about my team guys with mortgages and kids. I'm thinking about Mitchell's smirk. "No," I say finally. "We fight this." We spend the next week stress testing our systems, documenting every metric. 99% uptime. 0 breaches, transaction speeds 30% faster than industry standards. I compile it into a 20-page report, clean and airtight, and send it to the board with a request to present at their next meeting. I'm not begging. I'm showing them the truth. 2 days later, I get a reply from the chairman, Arthur Langley. "Appreciate the effort, Wesley, but Mitchell's got this under control. Trust the process." Trust the process. I'm the process. Friday night, I'm at Sullivan's with the team, but the vibe's off. Nobody's joking. Tom's staring at his beer. Nate's scrolling his phone, muttering about job listings. I try to rally them. "We're not done yet. We'll make them listen." But even I'm not sure how. That's when my phone buzzes. It's an anonymous text. "Check the boardroom calendar. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. I frown. The boardroom's usually empty on Saturdays. I show it to Tom and Nate. Could be a trap, Tom says, or a lead, Nate counters. I don't sleep that night. Saturday morning, I'm in the parking lot at 7:30, heart pounding like I'm 20 again, sneaking into a rival firm's server room. The office is dark, but the boardroom's lit up. I slip into the server closet nearby where I've got admin access to the conference system. Call it paranoia, but I patched in a discrete audio feed years ago for troubleshooting. Today it's my lifeline. I plug in my headphones and listen. Mitchell's voice comes through smooth and smug. Gentlemen, Apex is our ticket to the big leagues. Their cloud platform's cutting edge. Arthur Langley's there along with 2 other board members, Claire Winston and Greg Holt. Claire's skeptical. What about Dorman's report? His numbers are solid. Mitchell laughs, actually laughs. Wesley's a relic. His systems are duct tape and prayers. Apex guarantees compliance, security, everything. I clench my fists. Compliance, my systems pass every audit. Security, I wrote the damn playbook. Then Mitchell drops the bomb. Look, Apex is offering a 10% equity stake for early adopters. That's millions in stock options for the board. My blood runs cold. He's not just selling my work. He's buying the board. Greg Holt, the greedy bastard, jumps in. What's the timeline? Mitchell's ready. We sign next week. Dorman's team will be transitioned out. Transitioned out. That's corporate for fired. I'm shaking not with fear but rage. 18 years and they're tossing me for a handshake and some stock. I want to barge in, call him out, but I don't. Not yet. I record the whole thing, every word, every lie. As I slip out of the building, the morning sun hits my face, but it feels like ice. Mitchell thinks he's won. He thinks I'm done. He's about to learn who he's dealing with. Back home, Laura's in the kitchen flipping pancakes for Emily, who's visiting for the weekend. They're laughing, oblivious to the storm in my head. I force a smile, but Emily catches my mood. Dad, what's wrong? She's got her mother's eyes sharp and kind. I almost tell her, but I don't. Not yet. Instead, I head to my study, lock the door, and pull up my laptop. I've got the recording, but it's not enough. I need proof. Apex is a sham-proof. Mitchell's playing dirty. I start digging emails, contracts, anything I can access without tripping alarms. By midnight, I've got something. An email chain between Mitchell and Derek Vance buried in a misconfigured archive. It's vague but damning. Wes's report could tank the deal. Keep him out of the loop. There's more mentions of consulting fees and offshore accounts. I'm no lawyer, but this smells like a kickback. My hands hover over the keyboard. I could send this to the board now, blow it all up, but something stops me. Mitchell's not just my boss, he's my enemy. And enemies don't get off easy. Monday morning, I'm back in the office playing the good soldier. Mitchell calls a department meeting, all smiles. Big news, team. Apex is greenlit. We're moving fast. My guys look at me waiting for a signal. I nod slightly, hold tight. After the meeting, Mitchell pulls me aside. Wesley, I need you on board. No pushback. His tone's friendly, but his eyes are hard. I smile back, cold as steel. Sure thing, Mitch. He doesn't catch the edge in my voice. He will. That afternoon, I get a call from Claire Winston, the board's skeptic. Wesley, I read your report. It's impressive. Why's Mitchell so quick to dismiss it? I hesitate. Claire's sharp, but she's still bored. Can I trust her? I take a gamble. Ask him about Apex's financials. And his buddy Derek Vance. I hang up before she can press me. The seed's planted. Now I wait. Tuesday night, I'm at home staring at a glass of bourbon I haven't touched. Laura slides onto the couch beside me. Wes, talk to me. You're scaring me. I want to tell her everything, Mitchell, the deal, the betrayal. But I don't. Not because I don't trust her, but because this fight's mine. Just work stuff, I say. She doesn't buy it, but she lets it go. As she heads to bed, my phone buzzes. It's Tom. Wes, you need to see this. He sends me a screenshot from a private boardroom chat leaked by a junior assistant. It's Claire pushing for an audit of Apex. Mitchell's response. Dorman's stirring trouble. We need to handle him. Handle me. I lean back, a grim smile spreading. Mitchell's not just underestimating me. He's digging his own grave. I save the screenshot, add it to my growing file. This isn't just a revenge story, it's a war. And I'm playing to win. The next morning, I'm in the office early, but something's off. My keycard doesn't work. I try again. Nothing. A security guard, new guy named Carl, steps up. Mr. Dorman, I've got orders. You're not cleared for entry. Orders. My pulse spikes. I call Tom. He's inside, says Mitchell's spinning a story about security risks tied to me. Security risks. I've been the firewall for this place. I'm about to argue when Carl hands me a letter. It's from HR, signed by Mitchell. Immediate suspension pending investigation. My vision blurs. Suspension. After 18 years, they're throwing me out like trash. I don't go home. I drive to a coffee shop, open my laptop, and get to work. Mitchell's escalating, but so am I. I've got backups of every system, every log, every email. I start cross-referencing Mitchell's consulting fees with Apex's offshore accounts. It's slow, but I find a thread, a payment trail leading to a shell company in the Caymans. The name on the account. Not Mitchell's. It's Derek Vance's. I lean back, heart racing. This is it. The smoking gun. That night I meet Tom and Nate at a dive bar off Tryon Street. They're livid. They're locking us out, Nate says. New admins, Apex contractors. They're gutting your systems. Tom's quieter, but his eyes are fire. What's the play, boss? I sip my beer, letting the moment settle. We don't just fight back, I say. We take him down. I show them the payment trail. Tom whistles. That's fraud. Maybe worse. Nate's already thinking ahead. We need the board. Or the feds. I nod. First, we need leverage. Thursday morning, I'm at a park bench meeting Claire Winston. She's cautious, but she's here. I hand her a USB drive, recordings, emails, the payment trail. This is what Mitchell's hiding, I say. Apex isn't a partner. It's a scam. And he's in on it. She doesn't open it, just tucks it in her purse. If this checks out, Wesley, you've got my support. But if you're wrong. She doesn't finish. She doesn't have to. I watch her walk away, the weight of 18 years on my shoulders. This isn't just about me anymore. It's about my team, my family, my legacy. Friday hits like a freight train. I'm at home fielding calls from recruiters, words out. I'm on the market. Then Tom texts, boards meeting, emergency session. Claire's pushing hard. I'm pacing when Laura walks in holding an envelope. This came for you. It's from Horizon, but not HR. It's a personal note from Arthur Langley. Wesley, we need to talk. Monday 9 Moan. Bring everything. My heart stops. This is it, the showdown. But as I set the letter down, my phone pings. Another anonymous text. Graff knows about the USB. Watch your back. I stare at the screen, the words burning into me. Mitchell's not just fighting dirty. He's desperate. And desperate men do dangerous things. I look at Laura smiling as she sets the table for dinner. I think about Emily, about the firm, about the code I've poured my soul into. This isn't just a revenge story. It's my life. And I'm not letting Mitchell Graff take it from me. Saturday morning, I'm up before dawn, the anonymous text still searing my brain. Graff knows about the USB. Watch your back. My study's a war room laptop, glowing coffee-cold papers strewn like battle plans. Laura's still asleep, unaware of the storm I'm steering us into. I can't tell her yet. Not until I know how deep this goes. I recheck the USB's contents. Mitchell's emails, the Cayman account, the boardroom recording. It's dynamite, but dynamite's useless if it blows up in your face. I need a plan, not just a weapon. I call Nate. He's at his brother's cabin in Asheville, laying low after Horizon's new admins froze his access. Wes, they're tearing your systems apart, he says, voice tight. Apex contractors are botching everything. Trades are lagging. Clients are pissed. I grit my teeth. My code, 18 years of precision, gutted by hacks who don't know a socket from a spreadsheet. Any word from Tom? I ask. Nate hesitates. He's off the grid. Said he needed to handle something personal. That's not like Tom. He's my rock, the guy who debugged code at 3 a.m. while his kid screamed with colic. My gut twists. Something's wrong. I spend the morning digging into the shell company tied to Derek Vance. It's a maze, layers of LLC's dummy addresses in Delaware, a P.O. box in Nassau. But I'm no rookie. By noon, I've traced a wire transfer. $500,000 from Apex to the shell, then funneled to a personal account in Mitchell's name. Not Graff, though, Mitchell Tanner, his birth name before he reinvented himself as a corporate shark. The idiot didn't even cover his tracks. I save the evidence, encrypt it, and upload it to a secure cloud drive only I can access. If Mitchell's coming for me, I'm not going down without a fight. At 2 p.m. I get a call from an unknown number. I almost ignore it, but curiosity wins. Wesley Dorman. The voice is low, female, unfamiliar. Who's this? I snapped. Someone who knows what Mitchell's doing. Meet me at Dilworth Coffee 4p. Come alone. She hangs up. My first thought. Trap. Mitchell's desperate and desperate men play dirty. But I'm out of options. I grab my keys, tell Laura I'm running errands, and head out. The drive's a blur, my mind racing. Who is she? How does she know me? And why now? Dilworth Coffee's packed hipsters on laptops, moms with strollers. I scan the room and spot her in the corner. Late 40s, sharp blazer, dark hair pulled back. She's sipping an espresso, eyes locked on me like she's sizing up a rival. I slide into the seat across from her. You've got 5 minutes, I say. She smirks. You'll want longer, Wesley. I'm Elena Harper, ex-CFO of Apex Dynamics. My jaw tightens. Apex. This just got real. I ask. She nods. Fired 6 months ago. Mitchell and Derek framed me for embezzlement to clear the way for their deal with Horizon. She slides a folder across the table. Proof they cooked Apex's books. And a bonus. Mitchell's been skimming client funds through your trading platform. I flip through the folder: bank statements, internal memos, screenshots of altered ledgers. It's a goldmine, but it's also a gut punch. My platform, my code, used to siphon money right under my nose. Why me? I ask, voice low. Elena leans in. Because you're the only one who can stop him. And because I want payback. Her eyes burn with the same fire I feel. I don't trust her, not fully, but enemies of my enemy are allies for now. I pocket the folder. What's your angle? She shrugs. Justice. And maybe a consulting gig when Horizon's board sees sense. I nod, stand and leave without another word. The game's shifting and I'm not just playing defense anymore. Back home, I'm barely through the door when Emily corners me. Dad, what's going on? You're acting like a spy. She's half joking, but her worry's real. I force a grin. Just work drama, kiddo. But she's not buying it. Bull. Mom's freaking out. You're sneaking around taking weird calls. I sigh, torn. Emily's smart, too smart. I pull her into my study, lock the door, and give her the short version. Mitchell's scam, the board, the evidence. Her eyes widen, but she doesn't flinch. You're gonna crush him, right? I chuckle despite myself. That's the plan. She hugs me fierce and quick. Don't do anything stupid, Dad. Too late for that. Sunday night, I'm prepping for the Monday meeting with Arthur Langley when my phone pings. It's Tom, finally. Wes, I'm sorry. Had to disappear. Meet me at the old warehouse on Graham Street, 10 p.m. No explanation, just an address. My instincts scream danger, but Tom's family. I grab my jacket and go. The warehouse is a relic, rusted steel, broken windows, the kind of place deals go to die. Tom's waiting in the shadows, face pale, hands shaking. Wes, I screwed up, he whispers. Mitchell got to me. Offered me a payout to stay quiet. I took it. My blood runs cold. Tom, my brother, my right hand, sold me out. Why? I growl. He looks away. Medical bills. My kids' treatments. I didn't have a choice. I want to punch him, but the pain in his eyes stops me. What'd you give him? I ask. Tom swallows. Your access logs. He knows you've been digging. I step back, the betrayal cutting deeper than Mitchell's lies. You led him to the USB, I say, voice flat. Tom nods, tears in his eyes. I didn't know he'd go this far. He's got people watching you, Wes. Pros. My mind races. Pros. That explains the anonymous text, the locked keycard. Mitchell's not just a crook. He's a predator. I grab Tom's shoulder hard. You're gonna make this right. Tell me everything. He spills. Mitchell's meeting Apex execs tomorrow night, finalizing the deal. It's my shot to expose him if I can get close. I leave Tom in the dark, my trust in him shattered, but my resolve ironclad. This isn't just about me anymore. It's about everyone Mitchell's burned. Monday morning, I'm at Horizon's headquarters. The letter from Arthur Langley in my pocket. Security lets me in. Carl's gone, replaced by a guy who doesn't know my face. The boardroom's a fortress of glass and ego. Arthur at the head. Claire Winston to his left. Greg Holt fidgeting across from her. Mitchell's there, all charm, but his eyes flicker when he sees me. Wesley, Arthur says, voice neutral. You got the floor. I don't waste time. I plug in my laptop project, the evidence. The Cayman account, Mitchell's real name, the skimmed funds. The room's silent, but Mitchell's sweating. This is nonsense, he snaps. Dorman's desperate. He's been suspended for cause. Claire cuts in. Then explain the wire transfers, Mitchell. I've seen the USB. His smile falters just for a second. That's when the first twist hits. Greg Holt, the board's yes man, clears his throat. Wesley, you're not the only one with evidence. He slides a tablet across the table. It's a video, grainy but clear. Me in the server closet, recording the boardroom. My stomach drops. They've got me on tape, breaking every ethics rule in the book. Mitchell leans back, smug again. You're done, Dorman. That's a fireable offense. Arthur's face hardens. Wesley, what the hell is this? I don't blink. It's me doing what you wouldn't, finding the truth. Mitchell's stealing from you, and you're too blind to see it. The room erupts, voices overlapping, but Claire's the loudest. Enough. We're auditing Apex. Today, I walk out head high, but my heart's pounding. Mitchell's got a card I didn't see coming. And it's a good one. Back in my truck, I call Elena Harper. They've got me on video, I tell her. She curses. Derek's work. He's got a guy in Horizon's IT. You need to move fast. She gives me the address for Mitchell's Apex meeting that night, a private club downtown, members only. Crash it, she says. End this. I don't argue. I've got one shot to turn the tables, and I'm taking it. That afternoon, I'm at home piecing together a plan when Laura walks in. She's holding my phone. I left it on the counter. Who's Elena? She asks, voice sharp. I freeze. The texts, the calls, it looks bad. Work contact, I say too quick. Her eyes narrow. You're lying, Wes. After 25 years, I know when you're lying. I want to explain, but there's no time. Laura, trust me. I'll tell you everything tonight. She doesn't answer, just walks out. My chest aches, but I push it down. Mitchell first. Then I fix this. At 8 p.m. I'm outside the club, a sleek spot called the Vault. Black suit, fake confidence, and a burner phone loaded with Elena's intel. The bouncer's a problem, big no nonsense, but I've got a hacked guest pass courtesy of Nate's coding skills. Inside, it's all leather and low lights, the kind of place where deals like Mitchell's thrive. I spot him at a corner table laughing with Derek Vance in 2 Apex suits. My blood boils, but I stay cool, slipping into a booth nearby. I text Nate, who's parked a block away with a signal jammer. On my cue, he'll kill their Wi-Fi, forcing them to use my rigged hotspot. Old school hack, but it'll give me their data, every email, every file. The plan's working until the second twist hits. A hand lands on my shoulder. I turn expecting security, but it's Tom. He's in a suit, clean-shaven, nothing like the wreck from last night. "Wes," he says, voice steady. "I'm with you." I don't trust him, not after his betrayal, but his eyes are clear. "Mitchell threatened my family," he whispers. "I'm done running." Before I can respond, Mitchell spots us. His face shifts surprise, then fury. He strides over Derek, trailing like a loyal dog. Dorman. Mitchell hisses, "You don't quit, do you?" I stand, meeting his gaze. "Not when you're stealing my life's work." Tom steps up beside me, silent but solid. The air crackles, every eye in the club on us. Then the third twist lands like a sledgehammer. A woman steps from the shadows, Laura. My Laura in a black dress holding a flash drive. "Wesley's not the only one with proof," she says, voice cold as ice. She looks at Mitchell, then me. "You should have told me, Wes." My heart stops. "How's she here?" "Why's she here?" She hands the drive to Derek, who looks like he's seen a ghost. "That's every transaction you hid," she says. "I work in compliance, remember." I forgot Laura's a part-time consultant for a bank with access to federal databases. She didn't just find me out, she outplayed me. Mitchell's crumbling, but he's not done. "This is a setup," he snarls, lunging for the drive. Tom grabs his arm, quick and firm. The bouncer's moving in, but Laura's already signaling someone, a man in a suit badge gleaming. "FB." The room freezes. "Mitchell Tanner, the agent, says you're under arrest for wire fraud and conspiracy." Handcuffs click. Derek's pale, babbling excuses. The Apex suits bolt, but agents are at the door. It's chaos, and I'm in the eye of it, staring at Laura. She saved me, and I betrayed her trust. As Mitchell's hauled away, Laura turns to me. "We're not okay, Wes," she says, voice breaking. "You shut me out." Again. She walks out, leaving me with Tom and the wreckage of my victory. The club clears, and I'm alone, the flash drive in my hand, my marriage in pieces. Tom claps my shoulder. "You did it, boss. But it doesn't feel like winning. Not yet." Tuesday morning, I'm at Horizon, called back by Arthur Langley. The board's in damage control, Apex is out. Mitchell's gone, and the FBI's crawling through the firm's books. Claire's leading the charge, her audit exposing Mitchell's skimmed funds. "You were right," Wesley, Arthur says, almost apologetic. "We need you back." I don't smile. "As what?" Claire cuts in. "CTO, full control of tech strategy. It's what I've wanted for years, but it's not enough. Not after Laura. Not after Tom's betrayal, even if he came through." "I'll think about it," I say, and walk out. Outside, I call Laura. She doesn't pick up. I drive to her sister's place where she's staying. She's on the porch, coffee in hand, eyes red. "I'm sorry," I start. She cuts me off. "You didn't trust me, Wes. You chose the fight over us." I don't argue. She's right. "I'm here now," I say. "Tell me how to fix it." She looks at me long and hard. "Start by listening." We really talk for the first time in years. It's raw, messy, no guarantees. But it's a start. That night, I'm back in my study, the CTO offer on my desk. Tom texts, "You taking it?" I don't reply. I'm thinking about Laura, about Emily, about the firm I built and the man I've become. Mitchell's gone, but the scars he left on my team, my family, my trust aren't. I open my laptop, pull up my system's blueprints. They're still there, waiting. Maybe I'll rebuild. Maybe I'll walk away. The choice is mine, but one thing's clear. This revenge story isn't over. Not by a long shot. The CTO offer sits on my desk, a crisp letter from Arthur Langley, promising power, respect, everything I've fought for. But it's not the win I thought it'd be. Laura's words echo in my head. "You chose the fight over us." She's back home sleeping in our bed, but the space between us feels wider than ever. I'm Wesley Dorman, 52, the guy who took down Mitchell, Graff, and saved Horizon Financial. So why does it feel like I'm still losing? Wednesday morning, I'm at a diner meeting Nate. He's back at Horizon, reinstated with the rest of the team, but his eyes are wary. "You taking the job, Wes?" he asks, tearing into a stack of pancakes. I sip my coffee, no answer ready. "They're begging you," he presses. "Claire's practically building a shrine to your report." I snort, but my mind's elsewhere. Tom's betrayal. Laura's hurt, the anonymous texts, loose ends that keep me up at night. "What about Tom?" I ask. Nate shrugs. "He's laying low. Guilt's eating him alive." I nod, unsurprised. "Tom came through at the club, but trust doesn't rebuild overnight." My phone buzzes. It's Elena Harper, the ex-Apex CFO, who handed me the key to Mitchell's downfall. "Wesley, we need to talk. Now." Her voice is sharp, urgent. I tell Nate I'll catch him later and drive to her office, a small consulting firm in Uptown. She's pacing when I arrive, a laptop open to a news article. Mitchell's out on bail, she says, pointing to the screen. My stomach lurches out. After fraud conspiracy, the FBI. How? I growl. She hands me a printout court documents. Mitchell's lawyer, some hotshot from New York, pulled strings. Worse, there's a new player. A hedge fund called Triton Partners sniffing around Horizon stock. They're backing Mitchell, Elena says. He's claiming you framed him. The first twist hits like a freight train. Framed him. I exposed his scam, his accounts, his lies. But Elena's not done. Triton's got deep pockets. They're pushing a narrative. You hacked Horizon systems to fake the evidence. My blood boils. I'm the victim here, the guy who saved the firm. Now I'm the villain. I lean back, mind racing. Mitchell's not just fighting back. He's rewriting the story. What's their endgame? I ask. Elena's grim. They want Horizon. Cheap. A hostile takeover. I curse under my breath. Mitchell's not in cuffs. He's in the game and I'm his target. I drive home, the city a blur. Laura's at the kitchen table, laptop open, working on compliance reports. She looks up, eyes guarded. You okay? She asks. I want to tell her about Mitchell Triton, the whole mess. But her words from the porch stop me. Listen. I sit across from her, forcing calm. Laura, I need your advice. Her brow lifts, surprised. I lay it out. Mitchell's released. Triton's moved the frame job. She listens quiet, then says, You can't fight this alone, Wes. Not again. She's right, but the old me, the lone wolf, itches to charge in. I swallow it. What's your play? I ask. She leans forward, all business. Get the board to delay the takeover. Buy time. And find out who's bankrolling Triton. Her words spark something. Laura's not just my wife. She's a compliance expert with a nose for dirty money. I kiss her forehead, a reflex, and she doesn't pull away. It's small, but it's hope. That night we're up late digging through Triton's filings. Laura spots it first. A shell company linked to Triton funneling cash through the same Cayman account Mitchell used. It's him, she says, voice low. He's still pulling strings. My fists clench. Mitchell's not just out. He's doubling down, using Triton to bury me and take Horizon. Thursday, I'm back at Horizon, not as CTO, but as a consultant. Claire's idea to keep me in the fight without tipping off Triton. The office feels different, tense. My team's rebuilding my systems, but Apex's damage lingers, slow trades, angry clients. Nate pulls me aside. Wes, there's a leak. Someone's feeding Triton our financials. My gut twists. A leak. After Tom, I'm paranoid. I grill Nate, but he's clean loyal. We set a trap. Fake data in a secure server tagged to trace access. By noon, it's hit. The leak's not a coder, it's Greg Holt, the board's greedy bastard. He's been selling secrets to Triton for a cut of the takeover profits. The second twist stings. Greg was never my ally, but he sat in that boardroom, saw my evidence, and still played dirty. I confront him in his office, door locked, voice low. Why, Greg? He's sweating, tie loose. You don't get it, Wesley. Horizon's bleeding. Triton's the lifeline. I slam the fake data on his desk. This your lifeline? You're selling us out. He pales, caught. What do you want? He stammers. I lean in, cold as steel. You're gonna flip. Tell Triton you're out, then feed them what I give you. He nods, broken. I've got my mole, but it's not enough. Mitchell's still out there. Friday night, I'm at Sullivan's Steakhouse alone. The team's not here, too raw after Tom's betrayal. My phone pings. It's Emily texting from Duke. Dad, check your email. Now. I open it, heart pounding. It's a forwarded message from her classmate and intern at Triton. The subject, Dorman contingency. It's a memo from Mitchell to Triton's CEO, outlining a plan to discredit me. Not just the frame job, they're digging into my past, my taxes. Even Laura's consulting work. There's a line that stops me cold. If Dorman pushes, we expose his 2007 deal. My blood freezes. 2007. A skeleton I buried deep. The third twist cuts like a blade. Back in '07, early in my career, I cut corners on a contract to save a failing startup. It wasn't illegal, but it was sloppy, unreported income, a handshake deal with a sketchy vendor. I cleaned it up, paid my dues, moved on. Or so I thought. Mitchell's got it, and he's ready to weaponize it. I drive home, mind spiraling. Laura's asleep, but I don't wake her. This is my mess. I spend the night in my study, pulling records, trying to cover tracks I thought were long gone. By dawn, I'm exhausted but clear. I can't outrun this. I have to face it. Saturday, I call Claire Winston. She's at her lake house, but she takes the meeting. I tell her everything, the leaked Triton, the 2007 deal. Her face doesn't change, but her voice is steel. You should have disclosed this, Wesley. I nod, no excuses. I'm telling you now. Mitchell's using it to sink me. Help me stop him. She's quiet, then says, give me 24 hours. I don't know what she's planning, but Claire's a shark. If anyone can counter Mitchell, it's her. Sunday morning, I'm at church with Laura and Emily, first time in months. The sermon's about forgiveness, but I'm not there yet. My phone's off, but I feel it, something's coming. After the service, Laura takes my hand, her grip firm. Whatever happens, Wes, we face it together. I nod, throat tight. Back home, Claire calls. Triton's backing off, she says. No preamble. I leaked their memo to the SEC. They're under investigation, and Mitchell's name's all over it. My jaw drops. You... How... She laughs sharp. I've got friends, Wesley, and you've got a board that owes you. The fourth twist is a lifeline. Triton's crumbling, Mitchell's exposed, and Horizon's safe for now. But there's a catch. Claire's voice hardens. The board wants your 2007 deal buried. Take the CTO role, or we let it leak. It's not a choice. It's a leash. I hang up, staring at the offer on my desk. Laura's watching me silent. What's it gonna be, Wes? She asks. I don't answer right away. I'm thinking about Tom, who I haven't seen since the club. About Nate holding my team together. About Emily, who deserves a dad she's proud of. Monday, I'm at Horizon facing the board. Arthur's at the head, Claire beside him, Greg Holt slinking in the corner. I stand tall, no laptop, no props. I'll take CTO, I say, voice steady, but on my terms. My team stays. My systems stay. And you back my 5-year plan to rebuild, no shortcuts. Arthur nods, almost relieved. Claire smirks like she knew I'd come through. Greg says nothing, his betrayal a ghost between us. I don't look at him. I'm done with ghosts. That night I find Tom. He's at his kid's soccer game looking like he hasn't slept in weeks. I sit beside him silent, watching the kids run. I'm sorry, Wes, he says, voice breaking. I know I fucked up. I nod slow. You did, but you came back. He looks at me, hope flickering. We good? I shake my head. Not yet, but we're not done. It's not forgiveness, but it's a start. Tom nods, tears in his eyes, and we watch the game in silence. Weeks later, I'm in my new office, CTO plaque on the door. My team's back rebuilding what Apex broke. Laura's helping, consulting on compliance, her trust in me growing fragile but real. Emily's home for the weekend, teasing me about my fancy title. The firm's stable clients returning Triton, a fading headline. Mitchell's facing trial, his empire dust. But I'm not celebrating. I'm working on my systems, my family, myself. One night I'm alone in my study. Blueprints spread out. My phone pings an email from an unknown sender. It's a single line. You won this round, Dorman. Enjoy it. No signature, but I know it's Mitchell. My pulse spikes, but I don't reply. I delete it, shut my laptop, and head to bed. Laura's waiting, reading, her smile soft. You okay, Wes? She asks. I nod, sliding beside her. Yeah, I am. This revenge story didn't end with a bang. It ended with a choice to rebuild, to listen, to fight for what matters. But as I close my eyes, Mitchell's words linger. Was this really the end? Or just the start of something bigger? Like what you heard. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Viora, because the next story might just be your favorite one yet.